In order to develop greater skills in applying ethical principles, we must first understand why we need to further develop these skills. There are 4 basic levels of competency when learning new skills. They are 1. Unconsciously incompetent. This is when we are not necessarily aware that the new skill is needed or that we lack that skill. 2. Consciously incompetent. This is when you become aware of the skill or knowledge that you are lacking. 3. Consciously competent. At this level, you undertake the tasks necessary to learn more about what you have identified as the new skill and become consciously competent through repeated practice and formal training. Lastly, 4. Unconsciously competent. At this stage, you have mastered the skill and doing it becomes second nature. A more modern view believes that there is yet another level. This is when you have become so instinctual at a particular skill that you have forgotten the basics. You have once again become unconsciously incompetent, and you may need to refresh your skills. Take driving, for example. When you were a teenager, you might have thought you knew how to drive because you played a few video games. You were unconsciously incompetent of driving. You then got your permit and took driver's education in high school, when you realized driving is a lot more difficult than you had first thought. At this point, you become aware of your incompetence. You were consciously incompetent. With practice, your skills improved, and you became consciously competent in order to pass a driving test. You continued to drive, and it became second nature. You were becoming unconsciously competent. As you continue driving, you may begin to take it for granted and risk becoming unconsciously incompetent again, perhaps to the point where you need to take defensive driving to refresh your skills. Please go to the attachments section to view a chart that demonstrates these principles.